What if Africa was never colonized? What if Black history was not shaped by slavery, displacement, and silence? Black Panther 2018 invite us to imagine that possibility through Wakanda. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to analyze Black Panther 2018 using multicultural and post-colonial theories. This is not just a superhero movie. This film talks about race, identity, diaspora, colonial trauma, and cultural responsibility. I'll be using theories from Stuart Hall, Homi Bhabha, Edward Said, and Frantz Fanon. But don't worry, I'll explain them in a simple way. According to Stuart Hall, representation is not just about reflecting reality, but about creating meaning and shaping how we see cultures. Hollywood has often represented Africa as poor, violent, and dependent, but Wakanda completely breaks this stereotype. Hollywood has often represented Africa as poor, violent, and dependent, but Wakanda completely breaks this stereotype. Wakanda is technologically advanced, politically independent, and culturally rich. So, Black Panther becomes a counter representation. It allows African culture to define itself, not be defined by the West. Now, let's talk about Eric Killmonger. Homi Bhabha introduced the concept of hybridity, which means identity formed in between cultures. Killmonger is biologically Wakanda, culturally African American. He doesn't fully belong to Wakanda, but he also suffers racism in America. So he exists in what Baba calls the third space, neither homeland nor diaspora. The hybrid identity is not peaceful, it is full of anger, loss, and confusion. And this shows us that multicultural identity is not always harmonious, it can be traumatic. Edward Said agrees that the West often construct the other as inferior to justify power and control. This is called orientation. In Black Panther, this logic is reversed. The Western world is not superior, Wakanda is more advanced technologically and morally. Even the CIA agent Everett Ross is not a savior, he is only a supporting character. This challenges Western dominance in storytelling and promotes cultural equality, which is a core principle of multiculturalism. Frantz Fanon believed that colonialism creates deep psychological trauma and that violence often becomes the language of the oppressed. Killmonger wants to use Wakanda's weapons to arm oppressed black people around the world. The film does not justify his violence, but it understands his pain. His famous line, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors." This shows how colonial history still shapes identity, anger, and resistance. So, the multicultural issue is not just difference, it is historical injustice. T'Challa and Killmonger represent two different responses to multicultural reality. T'Challa wants to protect culture by isolation. Killmonger wants global liberation through domination. In the end, T'Challa chooses a middle path, opening Wakanda, sharing knowledge, not weapons. This shows that multiculturalism is about negotiation, not extremes. Another important aspect is gender. Women in Black Panther are not stereotypes. They are leaders, warriors, scientists, and diplomats. This challenges Western stereotypes of African women, patriarchal norms in traditional societies. So, multiculturalism here includes gender equality, not just race. So, Black Panther is not just superhero movie. It is a cultural text that talks about representation, diaspora, cultural trauma, identity, negotiation, and global responsibility. Using theories from Hall, Baba, Sayed, and Fanon, we can see that multiculturalism is complex, painful, and political. The film teaches us that understanding different cultures means understanding their history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this analysis, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment which character do you think represent multicultural struggle the most. See you in the next video. Bye bye.